Ponyfans.com here with linebacker Jagared Davis. At this time of year, a lot of guys are talking about how much they've grown over the offseason or slimmed down over the offseason. Your teammates keep saying you are substantially bigger and stronger. How much have you grown? What are you at now, and how much of that is simply growing into your frame versus maybe living in the weight room over the summer?
Since last year, I put on probably almost 20 pounds. I'm like at 227 now. When I came in, I was like 200, 207. I say part of it from growing into my frame, but I know I'm living in the weight room like this whole summer. So,
a lot of your game obviously is based on your speed and quickness. Has that extra weight slowed you down at all?
Not at all. I still got the same step. I think I probably add a half a step to it. So, I think I got even faster. So, I think it's ready.
All right. So you're finishing up your second camp here. Was it any easier this time around now that you knew what to expect in terms of the practices, the heat, and all that?
It was, in a way, but then again, you can't never get ready for the heat because it's so hot in Texas that it's no way to get used to it.
When you started to really come on midway through last season, suddenly this defense had two really fast linebackers between you and Yuri coming off the other side. How much do you benefit from having him over there drawing attention, and how much does he benefit from having you creating some trouble on your side?
We benefit so much from each other because now they have to block one speed outside linebacker, and they got to worry about the other one. So they try to load up on one side, and they let the other one get free. So it's a win-win situation for both of us, which also opened up the inside for Pete and T. So yeah, we all win.
Last year, you're a freshman, but last year was also Yuri's first year as a linebacker. Did you sort of work together and teach each other as you went along, developing moves, pass rush moves, and recognizing the defense from that spot?
Yes, we did, because I know I told him how to get fast out jumping off the ball, but he also told me swim moves to get out the offensive lineman since he used to be a DN, so we taught each other basically.
Okay, I was going to ask. He is I know it's his first year playing linebacker, but he's a couple years older than you. What's the biggest thing you've learned from Yuri since you've gotten here?
The maturity and how to carry myself on and off the field, and how to play the situation at down and what's at hand, what's at stake.
The linebackers, you got most of your guys back, but obviously you're missing number 9, who was 13th in the country, I think, in tackles. Yeah. How is this different? How is this defense different, or even just this group of linebackers different with T. Reed in there instead of Chase Kennemer?
It's hard to replace Chase Kennemer, but we have bonded so much more from last year to this year. We know each other better. We know what we expect from each other. We know if we can tell there's something wrong with each other, so we all pick each other up, carry each other on, and put each other on our backs. So,
all right, most of the coaches on this staff seem to be kind of quiet, level-headed guys, but from watching practice every day, it seems like your coach, Coach Herring, is a little nuts. How do you keep a straight face when he's out here screaming from the start of practice to the end, and just as funny as he is? Is it hard to keep a straight face and keep working hard with him?
It is, but then again, we know he's doing it for a reason because he expects the best out of us. He knows what the potential we have and what we can do. So we know everything he does and says is out of the kindness of his heart, even though it might not sound like it's out of the kindness of his heart. But it's for a good purpose to motivate us, to push us through practice, to make us be better. So it's good.
Going into training camp, Texas Tech had 2 quarterbacks fighting for the starting spot. Steven Sheffield is more of a mobile guy. Taylor Potts is more of a big, classic drop-back guy. Taylor Potts was named the starter. How does that affect the way you guys prepare for Texas Tech's offense?
In a way, it affects it, but in a way we don't, because we still got to play the team. It's not just a one-person aspect. So we know Taylor Potts is more of a pocket QB, so we know we have more time to get more of a pass rush instead of being cautious if we have Sheffield in there. He's more of a scrambler. So we know if Potts in there, he's going to stay in the pocket and try to get a pass off instead of trying to scramble out the pocket and make something happen.
I know that in preparation for this game, the coaches and some of your teammates have been saying you obviously study the Texas Tech tape to look at their personnel, but you've also been looking at Troy's tape because of their offensive coordinator came over from Troy. And Texas Tech's offensive line used to be like 350, 360 across the board. Seems like they're smaller. Do they still use the same huge gaps in between the blockers? And how different is that blocking scheme going to be this Sunday?
From what we've seen, we think they still going to use the same blocking techniques, which it's all right. Which we're going to have to change up our position on the field a little bit, but not much, to match how they line up, come out, the offensive lineman line up. But when all is said and done, we still gonna come out and just play football. No matter what they do, we gotta do what we do. They gotta block us. Now we don't have to block them.
All right, their pass offense under Coach Leach was always one of the best in the country, if not the best. And you look at that line, there are these huge gaps between the linemen. Why does that scheme work? Because you would think that with a guy like you or Yuri or someone with that kind of speed, you should be able to shoot through and get to the quarterback right away. Why does that scheme work when they have the big splits between those blockers?
I think it's because, like, how they block pass, they, like, drop straight back. They don't pass, they don't like they run block. They, like, drop back like 5 yards. So they giving them time to catch whoever blitzing, like how they coming off to get in front of them, at least put the body in front of them so they can't get to the quarterback.
How do you handle the crowd on Sunday? Have you ever seen there's supposed to be, what, 70,000 people there? What's the biggest crowd you've ever played in front of, and how do you prepare for that kind of noise?
The biggest crowd I played in front of probably about 30,000. But me, the crowd don't bother me. The crowd don't make the game. The players play the game. So as long as we get out there and play our game, we should have nothing to worry about. We play our game right, then the crowd won't be a factor.